first of all, I have a ton of respect for Scott. And I've always been very empathetic for what he went through because, like, this was his home. You know, like, if you guys fire me tomorrow, like, I'm just going to go back to Cape May and sit on the beach and go back to where I'm from. But, like, this was his home, right? And so, like, this offseason, we put up a huge picture of Scott as a player in the coach's area because I took a picture and I sent it to Ryan Callahan down there because I can't imagine, like, what that feels like for him, right? I know what it felt like to get run out of Carolina. And I would say to people, like, I don't think I took the right job for me. It wasn't the right fit. That doesn't mean it's a bad. No, I will say this. This was not a good job when I got here. Like, we were behind on NIL. The facilities weren't what they were. Everything was behind. Trev convinced me, like, hey, Matt, this is going to, by the time we get to the point where we're going to be able to pay players, like, this is the only Big Ten school with no debt. We're going to, like this, right now we're talking about 20.5. It's going to go up percentages every year. And we're at a place where we have the best facility in football. We have everything that we could want. We make more of an investment in nutrition than any other team in the country. I mean, look at all of our sports. Look at how they're all blossoming right now because of the investments we're making in nutrition, sports science. Like, there wasn't a sauna in the facility when we first got there. And now you got to pick between a steam room, a sauna, an infrared sauna, your personal sauna. Like, those were investments. Scott came at a time, he had COVID, he had all these different things. So I can't talk about his time. But what I can say was, this wasn't a good job. Yeah, it was not a good job. But we've made it a good job, and we're about to make it a great job. This will be one of the best jobs in the country. And, like, that's why sometimes recruits will say, like, Coach, if you win, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm gonna stay right here. Like, you know, the only thing I ever think about is getting a lake house in one of these lakes in Nebraska I keep hearing about. No one ever invites me to the lake, but, like, it wasn't. But the thing is like, you walk in and everyone's like, well, that was Scott's fault. You know, in Carolina, said that was Matt's fault. But, like, good programs, like, it's everybody. So, like, why are we going to win now? We're going to win because of Troy. We're going to win because of Tom Peed. We're going to win because of Sean Peed. Like, if the Peeds don't do what they did in 1890 and the investment they made this spring, we're dead. Like, we're dead. Because these other schools, like, they have all of this. And so the investment that Peeds made, the investments we're about to make in this stadium. Now, I don't know what the stadium is, so don't ask me, because I purposely don't know. So when people ask me, I can be like, hey, guys, I have no idea. But I keep hearing about what the stadium's going to be. But Trev articulated it, and what Troy's done is Troy's come in, and he's not been afraid to take heat. He's made decisions that he feels like are right, and that's what makes it a good job. When your leaders are going to make decisions that they think are right, no matter what the public outcry is, then you have a chance to be really, really successful. So think about the job I took. Trev's gone, Admiral Carter's gone, but now I got Jeff Gold, I've got Troy Dannon, I've got Haven Susan, I've got all the things that you could need. So I think Scott was just talking about for him wasn't the right fit, and I respect that, and I feel for him, and I want him to always know, like, man, like, the things he did at this school, like, I want him always to feel like he could come back and has a home there. That being said, it's the right job for me. And Julie knew it, like, she's sitting over there, like, she told me the day we interviewed, she's like, that's the right job for you. Because I like to go into a place that, like, needs fixed and try to start. I like starting with, like, the nutrition program, and, like, I like starting with the sports science. Like, even if there was no sports science really, but I like starting with all that stuff. And, like, there were 24 ACLs in the 4 years before I got there. There were 49 major knee injuries. There was an old beat-up turf field outside. There was a bad grass field outside, and, like, that costs money to fix. You should see our grass right now. It looks like Augusta out there, like the grass practice fields. And so, I just want to make sure I always say, like, everyone can point and say what went wrong. It takes everybody saying, hey, what's my area? Courtney just redoing the whole facility. Haven just making sure we have everything we need. And so I think it's a great job now.